So now we have a couple of questions on excess and limiting reactants. So in this particular case, we are given a certain amount of hydrogen sulfide gas and sulfur dioxide gas, both sulfur containing gases. The reactant ratio of 2:1, and we already given the moles of each of them. So there are two knowns, and we got to figure out which is an excess and by what amount. So what that means is, first let's figure out which is an excess. So assuming that we have 2.5 moles of H2S, how many SO2s would that have needed? So you will take the ratio of H2S to SO2, and their coefficients are 2:1. So 2.5 moles would need how much? Here I could have started with 1.8 also, but this is first, I'm doing that first. And then if I cross multiply, I get X as 1.25 moles of SO2. But you already know how much SO2 you have. So we were lucky we used this. We got to realize that I only need 1.25 moles of SO2, but I have 1.8 moles of SO2. So what's the excess SO2? Is what you have minus what you need. The leftover is what we call excess. So this is the moles of SO2 that will be left over. Left over is the excess. Okay. Now, what if you didn't start off with H2S? Let's say you did want to start off with SO2. Then what will happen is you'll realize that, okay, since my ratio is 1:2, I must realize that 1.8 would need to react with how many? And in that case, the amount of H2S comes out to 3.6 moles. And I realized that I don't have 3.6 moles of H2S, because that's what I was calculating here. I only have 2.5, so I would need this much, but only have 2.5. Therefore H2S is limiting. And then if once I have discovered this, I'd have to do all of this. So I got lucky, I got saved this because I tried that first, but I'm sure you can also see which ones to start out trying from. But if you even have taken any of them, just requires a little more working. You can start off with sulfur dioxide and realize that that needs more H2S than I have. Therefore, the other guy is in excess. And so basically, if you ever need to find some other unknown, you would use the limiting reactant 2.5. This math is only there so that you know you can answer this question: by what amount is in excess? But if they needed to find the mass of sulfur produced, then you would not use the excess moles. You would say, well, now I realize H2S is limiting, therefore I'm going to use its moles, which is 2.5. all right. Now they had given you straightforward moles here. Let's take a look at the next question. Now in this question, you're given zinc and chlorine gas. Both amounts are given. So now you have two knowns: a certain mass of zinc and a certain mass of chlorine. And you're given an equation. You got a first part is which reagent is in excess and by what mass. So let's do part A. So let's say you had to start off with zinc. So what you do is you first convert zinc to the number of moles. That's 2.55 over the AR of zinc, which will lead you to the molar mass of zinc. I think it's 65.4. Yes, it is 65.4. So this turns out to how much? 2.55 divided by 65.4. You get 0.03899 moles of zinc. Okay, so that's the moles of zinc you have. And how many moles of chlorine do you get? You got to find that out also. So chlorine is chlorine gas. You see, chlorine gas's formula is Cl2. So this is Cl2, which is 35.5 times 2. That's what's also in the equation. So I know it's Cl2 I'm talking about. This is 71. So the number of moles of chlorine are mass over molar mass, which is basically how much? 5.92 over 71. So 5.92 divided by 71 gets you 0.08338 moles of Cl2. Now I can clearly see Cl2 is 0.08338 moles and this is 0.0388 moles. So since the ratio is 1 is to 1, I can already tell you, do the math in my head. This will be limiting clearly, right? So how much? Let's do that. So let's say, okay, zinc to chlorine ratio is 1 is to 1. I know that. So 0.03899 of zinc will react with how much chlorine? So the chlorine also needed is 0.3899 moles of Cl2. So now how much is in excess? So chlorine left over or excess chlorine is, the moles will be 0.08338 moles minus 0.03899 moles, minus 0.03899.
Quick pause. If you're finding value in this explanation, there's so much more to discover at Alt Academy, where we break down every A level concept with the same clarity. Now back to the video lesson.
You're gonna get basically 0.04439 moles of chlorine, and that's the excess chlorine. Now they wanted it by mass, so you can convert the moles into mass. That's what they wanted. If you get moles, always convert it to mass by using it with this formula. So 0.04439 is equal to mass over molar mass, which is for chlorine 71. So this is number of moles is mass over molar mass for chlorine. So this into 71 gets you 3.15. So round off to three significant figures, I get 3.15 grams of chlorine is in excess. But what I care about for the next part of the question is what? I care about the moles of zinc, because I now know that those are my limiting moles, and limiting and what I use for my reaction, because the question is asking for, okay, so how much of zinc chloride will be produced? Remember, that's the moles of zinc, and the ratio is 1 is to 1. So I've done my step number 1. This is step number 1. This is literally step number 1 is right here, and the ratio is 1 is to 1. So step number 2 between zinc and zinc chloride is 1 is to 1, and the moles are 0.03899 is to x. So the moles of zinc chloride are also 0.03899 moles of zinc chloride. Once you have that, then what you need to do is find the mass of this fellow. That's step number 3. That's the for zinc chloride. So first find the formula mass, which is 65.4 plus 71, because that's 231, 5.5 chlorines, which gives you 136.4. Now number of moles is mass over molar mass. So number of moles is 0.03899 moles of zinc chloride, and molar mass is 136.4. So the M comes out to 3899 as 5.318 or grams, which can also be rounded off to 5.32 grams of zinc chloride, because final answer 3 significant figures. All right, that's a nice question. Now one more. So in this question you have 3 moles of carbon reacting with silicon oxide, and you're given both of them's masses, which means now you have again 2 knowns, and they want to know which reagent is in excess, and then find the mass that would form. So now how do you find what's in excess? So you do step number 1, meaning you find the moles of both of them first. So carbon's moles are mass over molar mass. Mass of carbon is given to us as 48. Molar mass of carbon is 12. This comes out to 4 moles of carbon. Then you got SiO2. Now SiO2 you've given 48. SiO2 is 48, right? And number of moles is mass over molar mass. Now SiO2's MR is 28.1 plus 16 times 2. That's about 60.1. So the number of moles is 48 over 60.1, and that gets you 0.7987 moles, approximately 0.8 moles, and the ratio is 1 is to 3 is to 1. So let's assume that this is the amount I want to start off with. So when I look at my ratio between my two knowns, so SiO2 to carbon, their coefficients are 3:1. So 4 moles of carbon will need how many moles of SiO2? So basically 4 divided by 3, that's 1.33 moles of SiO2 I need. I don't have that, I have a lot less. So basically this is limiting, which is SiO2, because I have less than I need. I need this much, I have this much. So part A, which reagent is in excess? Carbon is. And for part B, this is my known, and I've done the step 1 for my known. The moles of the known, which is 0.7987, and then I just do parts B and C. And if I do B and C, what's the ratio between my unknown SiO2 and SiC is 1:1. So I keep that in mind also. So part 2 would be SiO2 and SiC. Ratio 1:1. So 0.7987 is to X. So that is also 0.7987 moles, which means now I've got to find step number 3, SiC's moles. But I need mass, and I need MR, which is 28.1 plus 12, which is 40.1. So number of moles is mass over molar mass. Number of moles are 7987 is equal to mass over 40.1. So this 0.7987 into 40.1, that gets me 32.02, or 3 significant figures is 32.0. all right.
Hey there! If you found this A-level chemistry lesson helpful, why don't you head over to our website, altacademy.org, where you can sign up for the full A-level chemistry course. In addition to chemistry, you can sign up for physics, biology, math, or 4 other A-level subjects. Thousands of students have already taken the leap. What are you waiting for?